My name is Sarah, and today I'm going to be telling you about my very own Channel 5 news story. Every young girl loves the idea of working in a tanning salon, whether it be from the perks like free tanning, discounted lotion, or just the overall feeling of making people feel better about themselves. When you're 18 years old and you sign your new hire paperwork, you're just filled with excitement. You can't wait to go to work, you can't wait to be a part of a team. All that good stuff comes to your mind at once. But never in a million years did I think I would be working in a tanning salon on a Monday evening and something so bad could go wrong. It was a Monday night. I had just finished running my monthly credit card payments for our monthly memberships. That Monday happened to fall on an October night, which is a very slow month for tanning. Summer has ended and winter is slowly approaching, so no one really needs that bronzed look anymore after the summer is gone. The clock struck 8:30 p.m., so I started to work on my nightly closing duties, such as wiping the beds down, mopping the floor, checking my inventory. I had gathered all the garbage bags and was about to walk them out to the garbage can outside of the salon. But due to the earlier nightfall, I called my manager so I could have someone to talk on the phone with while I was outside in the dark. Once I walked back in the salon, I came around to the front desk. I started counting my cash drawer and counted my inventory. As I finished the inventory, the door opened. I looked at the clock and thought to myself, it's 8:55 p.m. We close at 9. Why are you coming in 5 minutes before close to tan? This would mean I would have to stay as long as they were there, which isn't a big deal now, but back then when I was 18, it felt like it was the end of the world. I said to my manager, Tracy, hang on a second, I have a customer walking in. As I finished the statement, I looked to the door. I was in sudden panic. I was froze. All I could see was a red bandana wrapped around a person's face with a hood on. In the back of my mind, all I could think was, does this person think they're funny? Like, this isn't a funny joke. Like, I'm in the middle of the city. Like, you're not funny. When I saw the gun in his hand, I knew this was not a joke. Put the phone down. Put the phone down now, is what he said. I slowly laid the phone on the countertop without hanging up and just froze. I had no idea what was going to happen next. Then my fear and my adrenaline started to rush in. I had never been in any situation like this before. He said, give me all the money in your register now. I slowly started pulling all the paper bills out and went to grab the change. He said, I don't want the change, just give me all your cash. I handed him all the cash I had, and he just looked at me as if he was in disbelief. That's all you have? Is what he said to me. I nodded yes, and to myself I thought, you're robbing a tanning salon in October in Covington, Kentucky. You're lucky I have this $80. I knew under the desk there was a panic button to alert the police, but I was so afraid if the police had shown up, this would have turned into a way worse situation than it already was. I stood there scared to death, worried he was going to hurt me, or someone would show up and he would hurt them as well. He took the money and grabbed the work phone. He started to head to the door, and I started to feel a little bit of relief. Before he opened the door, he stopped, he turned around, he walked over to the front of the desk, raised the gun to my temple. Time froze, everything stopped. The only thing I could see in my head was my family, my pets, my friends, everything that I have ever cared about. I thought it was all going to be gone. He said, don't you dare move. I stood there knowing I wasn't going anywhere and begging in my head for him to please just leave and leave me alone. What felt like an hour was probably only 10 to 15 seconds. I knew at that point he wasn't coming back after he left. But I knew I had to get up and lock the door so I could remain safe inside. I jumped over the front counter and collapsed into the door as I switched the lock. I turned around and ran as fast as I could, pressed the emergency button. At this point, I knew I was lucky because my purse, my cell phone, my car keys, the salon keys, everything was in my bag, and I still had it. I called 911 begging for the police officer to get there as fast as he could. I hid in one of the tanning rooms and called the police. I'd never been so scared in my whole life. I was sitting in the corner. I was just devastated that something happened to me like this. You always think nothing will ever happen until it happens to you. Minutes went by, the police arrived. My manager had alerted one of our other co-managers and her boyfriend. They were on their way to help me. The cops dusted everything for prints, looked for anything they could for evidence. They didn't find anything. The man that did hold me at gunpoint, he had gloves on, so I knew there wasn't a chance at all they could ever find anything. All of this over $80. To this day, he's still out running free. I'm hoping he isn't taking advantage of anybody else that could ever be put in this situation. But it definitely put fear in my eyes, and being alone working into a new perspective for me. Never did I think I would be on a 5 o'clock news story, but I'm so lucky to have gotten away.